you've been predominantly investing in ETFs and you're ready to buy some individual stocks, how do you decide what to buy? And if you've been here for a while, you know I'm a big fan of getting that solid foundation first. I'm talking about S&P 500 index fund, a technology-based fund, and a dividend fund. And if you're going to say, well, what percentage in each? It totally depends. I have videos on that subject in my ETF playlist, so I would urge you to go watch those. But the risk of picking individual stocks first is that you're highly concentrated in just a few investments. That's always going to be risky. Even if they're sound companies, even if they're high quality investments, things can change, economies can slump. If you're over concentrated in, say, 3 companies, you're really essentially putting all your eggs in just a few baskets. The goal with investing is to be diversified across all the sectors, all the different types, growth, dividend, real estate, to give you an insulated, well-rounded portfolio. But once you have established that foundation, and by the way, the foundation isn't a one-time purchase. You don't just buy 100 shares and then say, okay, I'm good forever, like a speculative investment. These high-quality ETFs that you're adding to, you're meant to be adding to them consistently over a 10, 20, 30-year period, just building and building and building. But once, like I said, you have that foundation, you want some individual stocks, how do you decide what to get? And is the price even worth noting? You say in your comment you want at a reasonable price. A lot of new investors go, I want affordable stocks, I want cheap stocks. Cheap doesn't always mean better. Sometimes the higher quality investment is a little bit more expensive. Oh well, maybe you don't get as many shares, but you see larger growth over the long term. So I wouldn't focus solely on, give me some that are reasonably priced. It's okay, we hear this quote a lot, buy low, sell high. It's okay to also buy high and sell higher. You can ride that momentum. Now, there's the risk of buying something that is overextended, too hot, it had too big of a rally, it got too expensive too quickly. So these are all things that you have to pay attention to. And by the way, if you go right here and you click on the menu, which is right here, all of these resources are actually free. There's not even an email sign up, but there's a fundamental analysis template, there's a resource guide, there's an ETF template, and there's an actual course for beginner investors, and it's totally free. People tend to overcomplicate individual stocks, right? Like, how am I supposed to know what's going to do well? And how am I supposed to find all these companies? It's so complicated. It's actually really easy. And the best way you can do it is think about brands that you already know, use, and trust. Remember, you're not starting today buying your entire position. You're just starting. So if you look at something and you go, gosh, this is very expensive, you're just starting, a couple shares at a time kind of thing. So don't worry so much about the price. Understand, look at the fundamentals of the company. Make sure you're getting fundamentally strong companies. And remember as well that just because you love a company doesn't always mean it's a good investment. You can't just say, well, I use this product, so I'll buy the stock. You definitely want to research these things first, which is where my resource guide and my fundamental analysis template will come in extremely handy. But I want you to start thinking about products that you actually use, brands that you actually like, just as a starting point to build on top of that. So if you have an Apple iPhone, maybe a MacBook, maybe you have you listen to iTunes. Okay, Apple, that's a company I know. Maybe you subscribe to Netflix. Oh, that's a company I know. Maybe you get packages from Chewy or Amazon. Oh, those are companies you know. Maybe you're huge into sports and every once in a while, nothing dangerous, but every once in a while you like to make a little bet on the game that's coming up or whatever. DraftKings. Oh, you use DraftKings. Go through your phone. Look at all the apps that you have. That's a great first place to start. For me, I have a lot of food. I use Chipotle because I eat at Chipotle, so I have their app. I go to Kava. I have their app. I have Amazon. I have their app. What apps do you have? What products do you use? Go in your medicine cabinet. Raid your medicine cabinet. Look on the back of all the bottles. It's going to be one of a few brands, right? It's going to be Procter & Gamble. It's going to be Johnson & Johnson. Look at some of these brands. Maybe it'll be Kenvue. That's the spin-off from Johnson & Johnson. Get yourself in the investor mindset. Start with what you know. Then build from there. You're always going to start keeping an eye on things all of a sudden. Once you start noticing brands and companies, you won't stop. You'll be walking down the street, a Rivian will drive by. You'll go, Rivian, You'll hear a bunch of kids sitting over talking about some new product or new pair of shoes that they like. You'll look at the shoes. You go, who owns these shoes? Pull out Google, do a quick little search, right? You'll see a waste management truck drive by. Oh, garbage. Oh, you'll turn the corner. You'll see a guy working on the poles, fixing the electricity or whatever. Pepco. Maybe it's Verizon and he's doing something on the box. Oh, Verizon. Duh. I have a Verizon bill for my phone every month. Just start thinking and researching. It's very easy to do. My templates, my guides will help. All right. That's all I got to say about that. Make sure you smash that follow. Thanks for watching. See you later.